Wall Street Journal uploaded a video titled, "This guy can walk faster than you can run." Now, maybe my first thought was, that's ridiculous, preposterous. No, he can't. I'm rapid. My second thought was, in fact, I could probably walk faster than this guy could walk. And my third thought was, I hope there's not any preschools around or I might get arrested. Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is NZ Rookie and welcome back to another video. Now, like I said, Wall Street Journal uploaded the video titled, "This guy can walk faster than you can run." Popped up on my feed. I was like, nah, surely not. I thought, I'm a pretty good runner. Like, I'm not excellent, I'm not terrible, I'm pretty good, right? So I thought, if this guy can walk faster than I can run, he's got to be pretty quick. Secondly, I thought, I've seen those race walkers, I've seen the old race at the Olympics. How fast can they really be going? So I decided to click on the video and give it a watch. Okay, so Wall Street Journal's video basically talks about this guy called Richard Luichow? Richard, we'll just go with Dick. Dick, right? Dick can walk, not run, walk 20 kilometers in 1 hour and 16 minutes. All right, that is preposterous. Just for a little bit of reference, I, as a slightly above average runner, can run a 10K in probably about, the recent ones I've run have been about 41, 42 minutes. Could I run a little bit faster if I was really, really pushing myself? Probably. But bear in mind, Dick's walking pace, he's doing 10 kilometers every 38 minutes. So could I tick 4 minutes off my 10K time? Probably not. The fastest 8K I've ever ran was 30 minutes on the dot. So in order to reach 38 minutes, which Dick is walking, I would have to run 2 sub 4 minute kilometers back to back after having done my previous PB 8K, right? Which just, let's be honest, isn't realistic. And let's not forget, Dick's not just walking that for 10Ks, right? He's going double the distance, okay? So the possibility that I could run anywhere near as fast as he can walk for a long distance is just, it doesn't exist. And then it got me thinking, okay, well, if Dick can run 6'11", who's the fastest? Enter Tom Bosworth. Okay, so this man beat the world record for the fastest walking mile, 5 minutes and 31 seconds. Okay, so as you can see, I am on the street. Probably where I belong, for this little experiment. Experiment being, yeah, probably the only like reasonably close descriptive word I can use to encapsulate what I'm doing. Yeah, not so much a social experiment, more of a physical experiment, if I can even say that without it sounding sort of grotesque and weird. Right, okay, so first things first, before I go ahead and race these race walkers at full tilt, I want to see how fast I can walk. So my first competitor, the Wall Street Journal bloke, he ran 20 kilometers in 1 hour and 16 minutes. Okay, that is a 6-minute, 11-mile pace, 9.7 miles per hour, or in English terms, a 3:51-minute kilometer pace at 15.6 kilometers per hour. Okay, that's ridiculous. Tom Bosworth's 1 mile world record pace was 5:31. Okay, that's a 3:26-minute kilometer pace, also known as 17.5 kilometers per hour. So off the back of that, why not find out how fast I can walk? Okay, so first things first, the way I'm gonna measure how fast I can walk is I'm gonna use my Garmin watch. I think I'm gonna go about 100 meters back and literally just do 100 meters as fast as I can, and then that way calculate my pace. Now, as far as rules go, I believe when you're actually race walking in competition, provided both feet don't leave the ground at the same time according to the referee's naked eye, then you're safe. So if it's not obvious, it's fine if both feet leave the ground. However, obviously I'm gonna try, go by the rules, keep both feet on the ground at all times, and just to show you guys my sexual technique. Sexual? Beautiful? My fantastic technique. There we go, that'll do. And that was that. Enough said. It was time to do my first and probably my only race walking attempt for the day. So I had a look around. There were no police officers in the area. The coast was clear and off I went. As you can see, my technique, absolutely stupendous. Alright, trying to keep both feet on the ground at the same time. You spin
ridiculous.
I ended up walking at a 4:30 pace. Now, although I can't maintain that for any period of time, I was gassed afterwards. A 4:30 is pretty good, right? That's 13.3 kilometers per hour, and 4.5 minutes for a kilometer. You do that for 10 kilometers. That's a 45-minute 10K. That's fast.
Lads, I think I've found oh my god, I nearly just fucking lost my foot. I think I've actually found a new sport I need to take up, right? Firstly, that was way better than I expected. Secondly, my technique had the hips going side to side. Don't think my feet left the ground at any point. That was pretty good, but also knackering. God knows how anyone manages to do that for 20 kilometers on end. That is disgusting.
So have I found a new career? Well, it may cost me a permanent primary school ban, but hey, never say never. Okay, so first up was Dick's record. Now, just a reminder, he ran a 6-minute 11 mile, also known as a 3:51 minute kilometer pace, or 15.6 kilometers per hour. So basically what I did is I set the treadmill up to 15.6 kilometers per hour, and I was like, I'm just gonna hold this for longer than 6 minutes and 11 seconds. If I can do that, then I'm faster than Dick over 1 mile, right? And it was pretty simple, right? Like going off my previous times, I had a feeling I wouldn't struggle too much with beating Dick's time, so I kind of used it as a warm-up in order to go for Tom Bosworth's time, which I knew would be a lot harder. And I got to halfway and I was cruising, right? So I was doing a little bit of nose breathing, playing with my heart rate, seeing how my body responded to that type of stimulus. Now when I got to about 5:45, I just completely forgot the number I was aiming for. The number 6:11 had just completely escaped me. So I ended up going over than what I needed to, absolutely killing the Wall Street Journal bloke, Dick's time. Ended up running like at his pace for like 6 minutes 40, right? It was easy, mate. I knew I'd done it. Super chill. Barely broke a sweat. That's a lie. I did break a sweat, but it wasn't too bad, right? Like I knew I could hold that pace. But now I was nice and warm, right? So it was time for the challenge. Bosworth versus Johnson. Walker versus runner. BMI of a child versus, according to BMI, obese. Let's have at it, son. And turning the speed up on the treadmill, like I could A, hear, but also see that the conveyor belt was just like flying past. I was like, oh, this is dangerous. And I'm still tapping. I'm just tapping away, trying to get it to that speed. Right, so in order to say that I had successfully beaten Tom, I didn't want to just match his pace like I did with Dick's and go for a longer time. I wanted to actually run faster. Okay, so Bozo ran a 5:31 minute mile, aka a 3:26 kilometer pace, also known as 17.5 kilometers per hour. So I, wanting to beat that, was like, sweet, I'm gonna set the treadmill to 18. Right, the top came off, the singlet's out, I mean business. Right, getting onto the treadmill was arguably the hardest part of the whole entire thing. My face nearly went into the recedings of the conveyor belt, but hey, made it out alive. And instantly for this pace increase, I was like, oh, this is a different speed. Like now this is a speed that I am going to struggle to maintain. You can tell that you start to get that adrenaline, your heart rate comes up, and it's a struggle to keep it low and relaxed at a nice steady state. You're at the point where you're like, how long can I run this for? It felt like the kind of pace where you go for an actual timed run and you're really trying to push yourself and you're like, I don't know how long I can hold this for. I'm just gonna go at this pace and hold it until I physically can't do it anymore. I was also playing a little mental game with myself, trying to like look in front of me the whole time. I was like, right, the longer I can go and not look at my watch, the better. So I eventually looked at my watch at about 2 minutes and 34 seconds, which was good because in my head I thought I was at about 2 minutes, maybe a little bit less. So being slightly over halfway, well, slightly under halfway, put me in good stead for the rest of the run. The time I'm aiming for here is 5 minutes and 11 seconds. If I can hold an 18 kilometer pace for 5 minutes and 11 seconds, then I beat Tom Bosworth over a mile. And I remember thinking the whole time, like, why don't I just get off the treadmill, use this as a warm up and try again, and being like, nah, mate, this is the time now to go hard, do what you can. If you lose that mental battle in your first attempt, you're just not going to have the mental fortitude to keep pushing in your second try, your third try, your fourth try. So I knew I had to be done, eventually got to close to the end, got to 5:11, knew I had it in the bag, was freaking celebrating before I had it. Tom Bosworth, eat your heart out, son. So what do we learn from that? Well, firstly, we learned that if you're a slightly above average runner, you can possibly run faster than some of the world's fastest walkers if it's a short distance. We also learned that if it's not a short distance and it's anything 10 kilometers or more, you're getting completely burnt by a race walker. So what does that tell us? Well, it tells us that the level of difference required between someone who reckons they're pretty good and Olympic athlete is rebonkulous. The amount of effort these guys put in, the amount these people train is just absurd. But hey, can't complain, right? Because now I know that if I'm ever in a situation where I have to run down someone who can only walk, it doesn't matter how fast they can go, provided we're not going too far, I can catch them, right? And that's all that matters. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will see you very soon in a future video. Adios.